Eternal Strands is a third-person action RPG developed by Yellow Brick Games, another unknown startup studio I've never heard of before, and for good reason. Eternal Strands, at face value, qualifies more as a free-to-play mobile game than what it's advertised as. I know I'm bashing on it right away, but just hear me out. This game has been in development for 5 years, with an estimated budget of $25 million. We're asking $40 for a copy-paste of Shadow of the Colossus, only with Fortnite graphics and dumbed-down gameplay. But let's get into the specific details as to what makes Eternal Strands complete and utter garbage. I know this isn't what makes a game good, but graphics. This is more of a personal opinion, but why do we have to keep getting cartoony graphics and art styles? Not just from indie developers, but AAA developers too. Is everything just advertised to children nowadays? Do these retards brainstorm at their board meetings that making their style similar to Fortnite would accumulate a massive influx of children to play their substandard game? I'm sick of seeing this gay art style. It is what it is. It's gay. And I'm not talking about the hand-drawn or point-and-click adventure games. I'm talking about this light-toned, soft-edged, oil pastel shit. If you're making a game with a budget of $25 million, charging $40 a copy, and it's looking like somebody smeared shit on your screen after you've launched it, then the gameplay better be fucking astonishing. And you'd think Eternal Strands would make up for its gameplay where it lacks in visual quality, but no. They hype up this physics-based magic system like it's some revolutionary gift to gaming, but it's just a shallow novelty that gets old really quick. Sure, you can freeze an enemy or chuck a rock with telekinetic powers, but this second-rate gimmick wears off the moment you realise how cheap and inconsistent it all is. Melee combat is a steaming pile of dog shit also. Who would have guessed? It's janky, boring and painful to the bitter end, and about as satisfying as me hitting a piñata with a wet noodle. Enemy encounters are an exhausting chore the developers have conveniently placed in your path so you can chip away at massive health bars while you tear the eyeballs from your sockets out of your skull. It's like Yellow Brick Studios know they've produced Tripe and are now artificially making you play longer than necessary, hoping it'll exceed the time required for you to get a refund on Steam. Just another desperate last attempt by another backwater studio to pocket as much of the shekels they've already managed to feed from the clueless morons of the gaming community. Holy shit, why didn't I put a comma there? Fuck. Because I can't be bothered rewriting that part of the script, let me be plain. I think as a last minute design choice, Yellow Brick Studios gave enemies extra health, so playing through the first few levels would require more than a few hours to complete, thus preventing you from refunding your money, as they knew you, the player, would refund it after learning how crap it is. Half of you deserve this sort of deception anyway, because you probably thought this title would be different. Giving it a chance is the right thing to do before forming an opinion. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to know these games are trash before playing them. Come to your senses. What can you see? The game is trash. And you might be asking, Mr. Weenie, you bought the game, you're playing the game, you're reviewing the game. Why did you buy it if you already knew it was shit? The truth is, I made this review before even playing the game. I just bought it so I could get some footage. Anyone that says this game is anywhere above average, even after playing it, is coping and kidding themselves. It's shit. That's all this is. Another piece of shit on the side of the road. I didn't need to try it to know its worth. It's self-evident. Nor do you have to try it. It's self-evident. Observe with your eyes. It's fucking shit. I know it sounds like I'm really angry here, but I can only take so much. How are people buying this garbage? It's frustrating. There are positive reviews on the game. The game is not good. People are retarded. It's a $40 game. So let me get a $40 game. That's not what I got. I got a piece of shit mobile game. The standards are so low, and not just for video games, for all of media. It's a downward spiral. It's 2025, and things can only get worse. And yes, I will admit, I am angry. I am ranting. But I'm not angry about the games being shit. I'm angry about people eating this stuff up like it's actually got substance. It's fucking shit, look at it. Are people so stupid? Seriously, open your eyes. That's all it takes. But I did happen to play the game anyway, even if it was just for B-roll. It works out in the end anyway, because I always end up confirming my prior opinions, or facts rather, because I'm never wrong about these things. I'm not being a smartass either, I just have this radar for bullshit. Sort of like a spidey sense for rushed out, lazy cash grab titles developed by dribbling spastics. I get that most of the gaming community are clueless consumers that can't help but stop at GameStop every time they walk past it, even if they're at the mall for a completely different reason. But surely, would you have not developed some sort of pattern recognition by now? Will it click for them someday? Will they come to their senses? The reason why this sort of mediocre muck keeps getting milked out is because people keep buying it. The thing is, games aren't like books. You can judge a game by its cover without having to play it. I've done it many times, and many times I've been right about my observation. Don't tell me you've never looked at a game and said, that doesn't look fun. It most likely isn't if you think so. But why is Eternal Strands so special? How come I'm taking this hopeless backwater game to the torture chamber in this video? Is it really necessary I take such deep gouges out of this already bashed and bloodied shit stain of a game? Yes it is, all of it's necessary. How else are future game developers going to strive when their examples of a successful studio are this lot? They're going to keep making rubbish unless you let them know what for. But who's to say they'll start putting an effort now because of you? I can only imagine the stubbornness and intolerance for constructive criticism amongst the people who develop this drivel. I don't think they like listening. But it doesn't hurt to try. Do yourself a favour, give the devs your 2 cents and leave a negative review. Because I know you know it's shit. I know it. You know it. Don't kid yourself. I will add, it's especially baffling when you learn the lead developer of Eternal Strands, Mike Laidlaw, was also the lead developer of the Dragon Age franchise. He was known to lead a 50+ person design team for Inquisition across 3 studios prior to its release. So why is it that he's producing this mess? I don't know, but continuing on with the review. The world of Eternal Strands is by far the worst part of the game. That and the story. It is just another cliche-ridden snooze fest about reclaiming a lost home or some nonsense delivered with all the charisma of a damp sock. The dialogue sounds like it was written by a middle schooler who just discovered fantasy novels, and the mysteries of the Enclave are about as intriguing as a grocery list. I'm actually convinced Mike Laidlaw is just talentless. A talentless hack that stumbled into success by riding the coattails of others at BioWare during their glory days. I mean, slapping his name on Dragon Age like he invented fantasy RPGs? Newsflash, no you fucking didn't, you loser. You're a design team lead, you fuck around in Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You're fucking nobody. Laidlaw's obsession with physics systems and player freedom is just another pathetic smokescreen for his inability to tell a decent story or craft a game that doesn't feel like a tech demo gone wrong. He abandoned BioWare, probably because they saw through his nonsense, failed at Ubisoft, and now he's inflicted this steaming turd on us with Yellow Brick Games. Mike Laidlaw isn't just incompetent, he's an embarrassment to the industry, and Eternal Strands is his drool-stained legacy. Anyway, to sum it all up, Eternal Strands is a colossal waste of time, money, and oxygen. A game that proves indie studios can churn out garbage just as soulless as the AAA slop it pretends to rise above. So, that's it. It's a 0 out of 10. See ya.